So we're here at National Office with Greg. Now, it's a bit of an unplanned interview, so I'm very lucky because we've got a relationship, used to work together. You're just dropping off one of the mowers here. But we just wanted to check in with you. How are you going with the business so far? It's been around 4 months now since you've left Jim's, giving us the flick to go do your own mowing franchise in the field. So how's it been so far?
Yeah, really good. Getting a ton of work, making more money than I was making when I was here. So yeah, hitting all the goals.
So Jim doesn't pay enough, right? Didn't pay enough.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of both. It's a fact Jim doesn't pay, and like Jim's the mowing does. So yeah.
So how have you found the change? Because it is tough. You went from a pretty cushy environment here, just editing videos all day, which, sitting in the office, that sort of thing, from that to going out to what you're doing now. And I think Charles is on the camera was commenting that you lost a lot of weight, so you're obviously looking a lot fitter and stuff, which is out in the field. So how have you found the transition from being an employee, stuck in the office all day, to out in the field?
Yeah, the first few months were a bit tricky. Like, I found like I was running out of foot a lot, like quite quickly, and particularly when it was hot. Like, it's sort of a couple of 36-degree days kind of thing, and it's towards the end, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm starting to feel it a bit. But yeah, now I think around about the 3-month mark, yeah, I'm starting to feel like every day I've got more energy at the end of the day, and yeah, I'm getting through it, so it's good.
Now, you had a really good inside word on how Jim's runs and all that sort of stuff. So how's your expectations been from, obviously you've done a lot of the training as well, you've done a lot of it for recording, but how's it married up from what we're telling you or from what you're being told in training to actually out in the field?
It's the same in most aspects, but I will say that it's not as easy as it's made to seem. Like, and that's the thing. I think like when we're doing the videos and stuff, we sort of try and sell it as like, oh, you just walk in and you start making money. Like, no, you have to go hard. And I think that's a big thing, is that so long as you're putting in the hours, so long as you're putting in the effort, you will succeed. And that's the biggest thing. That's what I think. So long as you do things by the book, what gyms recommend and all of that, you'll do it. But it isn't a walk in the park. And I think that's a big point. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, Greg, because that is a good point. Because obviously when we're doing video marketing, we're going to make it seem like it's happy days. You're going to walk in and you're going to be a millionaire the next day, which we understand from a marketing point of view, that's good, but it's not always, that's not the case exactly. And as you said, you've got to put in to get what you've come out. But do you enjoy that aspect of being able to, the harder your work, the more you're making?
100%. That was one of the biggest selling points from the go, was the fact that when you do put in that effort, you get the reward for it, and it actually comes back to you. And it's sort of, you can put in as much as you like at like a wage job, and at the end of the day, you still go home, you still get the exact same wage that you're going to get no matter what. Whereas with this, if I sort of go, okay, I can schedule stuff, I've got a 10-hour day, and I'm able to do that, I'm going to get paid for a 10-hour day. And yeah, like the rewards are there. And
how are you enjoying the work? Because you're going from being a video editor, videographer, what Charles is doing behind the camera now. Have you found the difference in what you're doing?
Yeah, it's good. It's more like, I found when I was doing the creative stuff, I sort of would get home and feel like more drained mentally, whereas now I'm sort of drained physically, which is a different sort of thing. So it's just different. I do enjoy it, like, doing the physical stuff a little bit more, I think. So yeah.
Now, what's your best bit of advice to a new franchise owner? Because you've had you've had all the training, you've done it multiple times because of having recorded. Is there something that wasn't in training that you sort of think, I wish that was covered, or something maybe that people should expect in that first maybe couple of weeks?
Yeah, I'd say a big thing for me at the moment is that now we're getting into winter, and for mowing, leads are starting to get a little bit more thin. So like, I got 20 leads on my first day in January. Like, I'm not joking. Jeez. It was literally 20 exactly leads. Whereas now I'm sort of getting like maybe 5 a week. So like, I didn't buy a split, so I'm really relying on those leads. So now it's getting a little bit thin. I've got that base of regulars and I'll be okay to get through the winter. But I'm thinking, like, if you're a new franchisee and you're looking at starting right in winter, maybe get the split. Like, so you've got that guarantee of that regular base. Whereas if you start at the bottom, like without that regular base, it could be a real struggle to get through the colder months.
Yeah, that's a really good, honest advice. And what's your plans for your business? You've only been going for 4 months now, but are you looking to put on a work, or are you just going to keep doing the sole trader, or what do you want to do for yourself?
At the moment, I just want to get to the point where I feel like I'm an expert in what I'm doing. Like, at the moment, I'm still sort of going to some lawns or some gardening jobs, and I'm sort of like, wow, I've not cut this kind of a tree, so I've got to go home and I've got to like research and like figure out exactly what I'm doing. I want to get to the point where I can go up to almost anything and just be like, yep, I know how to do that. And at that point, then I'll be like, okay, how do I expand? What can I do more?
I think that's only natural because you've come in from a completely unrelated field. And the good thing about it, though, is you've got the initiative and you learn it. And how are the support from the other guys in your region and your franchise, or have you found them?
Yeah, really, really good. Aaron's my franchisor, and he has been really, really good. I sort of call him every like third day with some kind of a problem. And yeah, he always answers and is always happy to help me through whatever I'm dealing with. And other franchisees as well. Like, you know, I actually ran into a guy today. I'd never seen him before, and we were just like, we sat and talked for like 10, 15 minutes on the side of the road and just sort of compared equipment, like, you know, that kind of thing. And just sort of having that thing that connects us all. Like, you know, and that's one of the good things about gyms, is that you have like a reason, like, you know, you drive past somebody, even like someone from Jim's Cleaning, and it's just sort of like, oh, hey, how you going? Like, you know, that kind of thing.
That's good. You do the smile and wave. That's what their newsletter is called. Yep. And I was going to say as well, obviously, we don't go about money wise, but you're obviously doing a lot better than what Jim was paying here.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. And it's sort of, it'll only get better as well. Like I said, I'm at that point where I'm sort of treading water and I'm doing well, but when we hit spring and summer again, it's going to explode.
And fitness-wise, yeah, how are you going, right? Because Charles, I don't think maybe Charles met you once or twice, but his first comment was about the weight,
Yep.
so, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So how have you found the fitness, and how's the body holding up?
Yeah, the body's holding up, absolutely. I think like the only thing I'm dealing with is sort of a bit of an issue with vibration in the hands. But apart from that, like, yeah, I feel stronger. I feel like, you know, I'm able to hold the hedger like above my head for longer periods, like that kind of thing, which is all working well. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Now, we do something in the field, but I reckon this truck's really good to show, because whenever we post photos like this online, because a lot of people go, I don't want to drive a trailer, or I live in the inner city, right? And you specifically got that for a parking issue. So do you want us to talk about the trailer and how you found it?
Yeah, it's made it really easy. Like some of the places which I do in like Ferntree Gully, or like, you know, the more hilly areas, like this is so much easier. It just sort of dealing with the weird driveways and like hard to get areas, like, yeah, it makes it a lot more simple. In terms of the green waste, I have a little bit less space, but yeah, that's the one trade-off. Other than that, like, I've got the same amount of room for equipment in the sides. I'm able to carry 2 mowers. Like, yeah, I really don't have any complaints. It's really good.
Yeah, we're going to do some more video on this. We're going to come out in the field with you, maybe and follow up in 6 months, maybe in winter when you get a bit more time. We're probably going to go right through this, because I think this is a great option for people in the inner city, or for people who might not want to drive the trailer around, because it's so synonymous, Jim's mowing, with the trailer. But this is probably something really good thing if people can do it, and an option that maybe they don't know about. So maybe before I let you go, mate, we're going to follow up with you again in a couple of months anyway. Maybe just some advice for anyone who's watching this, or maybe who followed your story, or something you can finally sign off on. Yeah,
well, I mean, I'll say what everybody else says, and do your research. Like, go into it, look at the social media videos, absolutely no bias here. But yeah, like, the information is there and it's good. Like, it is honest, and that's one thing which I do really like about it.
Oh, good on you, Greg, and we're looking forward to following Greg in probably maybe 6 months, maybe a bit later on, but thanks for stopping by. This is an impromptu interview, so this is not scripted or anything, so thank you very much, Greg, and we're really happy to hear that you're making a lot more money than what Mr. Scrooge McJim did in there. But if you want to buy a franchise, guys, or inquire to learn more, as Greg said, do your research, head to jimsmowing.com.au or call 131 546.